several times in each chapter, we see how helpless Krishna is. We find weakness lording over strength exactly because it is weak. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is an epic struggle, and Krishna is the struggler. It all tugs at your heartstrings. It's actually a song, as much of melancholy as of wisdom. And that's the reason I love the Gita.
Hello, sir. Sir, myself little, and my question is, what is the limit of forgiveness? Like, someone has done really bad to you, to what extent one should forgive? Like, my brother told me one quote, and I don't know who said it, like, only a strong can forgive. I just want to ask this question.
The question is, what is the limit of forgiveness? To what extent can one keep forgiving, right?
Yes.
To the extent you are strong enough to not get hurt. The question of forgiveness arises only when you are first of all hurt, right? If there is no hurt in the first place, where is the question of forgiveness? Is there a question of forgiveness? No. So, forgiveness ideally has to be infinite, because your vulnerability to hurt has to be zero. These two are inversely related. Do you see that? If you are someone who gets hurt quickly, it will be difficult for you to forgive much and many, because the hurt remains with you and comes to you again and again. And if you are hurt, how can you forgive? You can pretend to forgive them. Verbally you can say, oh, I forgive you. But inwardly the hurt would remain. And the hurt itself means that you have still not forgiven. The mark of true forgiveness is that you do not feel hurt anymore. If you still feel hurt by something that happened in the past or something that somebody did to you, then you have not forgiven. You have not forgiven. And if you will get a chance, you will avenge yourself. It's just that you are not getting a chance. And therefore you are saying, oh, I have forgiven, therefore I am doing nothing. Once you get a chance, you will do something. Are you getting it? So ideally, your tendency to get hurt must be reduced to zero. And if you do not get hurt quickly, you will not need to forgive. We have been told that it's a great thing to forgive. It might be a great thing, but greater still is to be free of the need to forgive. That's freedom. I do not have any need to forgive. Why? Come on. Because I never got hurt. And the fellow is coming and begging forgiveness, and you are surprised. What do you say? What for? He is saying, please, 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 pardon me, forgive me. And what do you say? But what for? You never managed. Complete the sentence. To hurt me in the first place. And if I am not hurt, what do I forgive you for? That has to be the condition. See, even the imagination of this kind of a thing brings smiles to you all, right? That kind of strength. But that is not the strength of steel, mind you. That is the strength of the sky. There is no steel ever made that will never get hurt. All steels can be cut and melted and destroyed, right? Irrespective of what kind of a strong steel you have brought, it can still be destroyed and cut to pieces, right? What is it that can never be cut to pieces? We said the sky. The strength of the sky, not the strength of the steel. The thing with the sky is, try as hard as you may, you can never cut it down. Try. Try doing whatever you want to the sky. It simply does not disturb the sky in any way. In any way. That has to be your condition. What does the sky denote? An absence. There are things in the sky, but the sky by itself is nothing. Is the sky something? No. You say there are clouds in the sky, right? There is the plane up there in the sky, but the sky by itself is nothing. If you are something, which means that if you bind your identity to anything, then you will remain vulnerable to hurt. And the world will manage to hurt you again and again. And that's bad because you will suffer. You have to be like the sky, irrespective of what anybody does. It matters in no way to you. If you want to drive a nail somewhere in this hall, which place would you go to? You would have to go to a hard enough place. Think of it. Otherwise, you cannot drive a nail, correct? Can you drive a nail in the sky? All hammers fail there. All nails fail there. You can do nothing to that. That has to be your inner condition, and that is liberation. Liberation from everything that is available to be broken by the world. Spirituality makes you world-proof. World-proof. Otherwise, you are just a bleeding mass of hurt. Hurt by this, hurt by that, full of wounds and scars and bruises and bad memories and whatnot. Neurotic totally. That's how the common man is. Each of us are. Getting it? So, what is the limit of forgiveness? I am saying there should be no need to forgive, because there is no need to get hurt. There is no need to get hurt, right? What is the purpose of life? To come to the point where nobody can now hurt you. There are kids, 3 years, 5 years of age, they come and they sometimes do very mischievous things. Do you get hurt? Do you start weeping? The fellow is 20 years junior to you and he has said something bad. Do you get hurt? The little one comes and starts punching you in the belly. Do you get hurt? That has to be a relationship with the world. Not that you are a hater of the world. It's just that you treat the world like a little one. Oh, you can do all your silly things. It does not matter to me. And yet I have affection for you. I have affection for you, but I do not allow you to hurt me. That's the wise person's relationship with the world. I relate to you. I want to do good things to you. You could say I love you, but I do not allow you to hurt me. If I allow you to hurt me, then I allow you to enslave me. Think of it. If somebody can hurt you, that person has in fact possessed you. If somebody can hurt you, that person can control you. How does control come? Do this, else I'll hurt you. And because you want to avoid hurt, you will agree to become a slave. That's not good, is that? So you have to be hurt-proof. Those who are hurt easily, those who react easily, are in the worst kind of inner condition. Your own reactiveness, I say, is your worst enemy. The sky does not react, does it? The wall reacts. The wall reacts, right? Newton's laws, they apply to the wall, correct? You hit the wall with your fist, and what does the wall do? It hits you back with the same kind of force, correct? You hit the wall with some force, and what does the wall do? It hits you back. The sky does not hit you back. Try. And after several attempts, you will only get tired. That's the greatness of the champion sky. You get tired, nothing happens to the sky. But wall, even if it hits you back, if you start hitting with a hammer, the wall will collapse. Don't try to be a wall. Don't try to be steel-like. Try to be sky-like. The one who's trying to hurt you will simply get tired and will depart, will collapse. And you will remain at your place, happy and smiling and untouched. No? Does that mean that those who are doing something vile, obnoxious, need not be stopped? No, they must be stopped. Because we said that the purpose of life, purpose of everybody's life, is to come to the point where you can be hurt proof. And that's a long project. That's a long project of spiritual growth, to come to a point of hurtlessness. So who needs to be stopped? What kind of forces in the society need to be resisted? The forces that are stopping people's spiritual growth, they need to be resisted. Are you getting it? They need to be resisted because they will not allow people to become hurt proof. But you do not resist someone just because you are hurt. These are two very different things. One is, you are doing something and I'll stop you because what you are doing is dislikable to me, unacceptable to me. Why? Because it hurts me. That's one thing. The other thing is, what you are doing does not hurt me, but I very clearly see that the thing that you are doing will be very bad for young minds. It will be very bad for you as well. Therefore, I want to stop you. These are two very different centers of action. The first center operates from a point of personal grievance. I have been wronged, therefore I want to stop you. The second center says, nobody can wrong me, but I want to stop you for the sake of others. Are you getting it? So, try to make your forgiveness unconditional. If you nurture hatred for someone, I tell you, you have made that person your God, because you are remembering that person all the time. Don't your sacred scriptures tell you to remember somebody all the time, right? Sumiran, remember all the time, remember all the time. No, nobody remembers the truth all the time. But you remember your haters all the time. And your enemies all the time. Correct? No, don't let your detractors become your gods. You might dislike someone, that's one thing. You might get angry at someone, that's another thing. But never let hatred linger in your mind. Never. Let there never be a need to settle matters. Do not leave things open-ended. Because if things are not settled, the mind will say there is a need for closure, there is a need for closure. I have an unsettled account with someone. No. All your accounts with all people should always be closed at the end of each day. Settled. Tomorrow when I wake up, I do not wake up with the need for retribution. Yesterday you wronged me, today I will avenge myself on you. No. The account was closed yesterday. All is closed, all is settled. All is settled. If I needed to be angry, I would display my anger then and there. I would not let the anger fester inside me. Are you getting it? Unfortunately, we have examples where people have lived their entire lives from the center of hurt and hatred. It scares me to think how ugly, how diseased, and how sorrowful their inner environment would be. Think, please think. If the most important thing in somebody's life is just a feeling of hurt, You hurt me in the past, I hate you, and I want to now take my revenge. Think of how that person must be feeling all the time. Very bad, right? Do not allow that to happen to you. Do not allow that to happen to you. Only the greatest needs to be remembered all the time. Only that which is worthy of your love needs to be remembered all the time. Something beautiful is something that you want to keep with yourself always, right? You don't want to keep something stinking with you always. So remove the stink. Remove the nonsense. Nobody is so important that he deserves so much hatred. Right?
A very good evening to one and all. So when I was a student, I the term was, which is actually very important, well-being. Probably it was never discussed, neither in the classroom nor outside the classroom. So I am really happy that we are sitting here, and outside the classroom we are having so much discussion, and the students, the way they asked you the questions, I was zapped. It's a revelation to me. What are they thinking? What is going in their mind? I could never understand. Because I've been teaching for 25 years, we teach them subjects like employee well-being, subjective well-being, but what are they actually? We are looking at their well-being. So this is a question which I am asking myself, what I've been doing for last 25 years. So it is a revelation, the kind of questions they've asked you and the way you answered, sir. I learned so much. So the theme of our the conclave is ideate. The theme of our the conclave is ideate, innovate and integrate. I think what you have made me and probably everyone here realize is कि आप अपने आप ही को विचार कीजिए, अपने आप पे विचार मर्ज कीजिए, रास्ता ढूंढिए, नया रास्ता ढूंढिए और उसको अपनी जीवन शैली में उतारें. Thank you so much, sir. It was such a pleasure. Thank you, sir.